Welcome back to White Fox After Hours.
Welcome.
I'm Scarlett.
And I'm Cody.
And we are your hosts of the official White Fox podcast, as always.
And we're finally back in our Sydney studio. We haven't been in here for a hot minute with just us.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've had a episode just us. We've had so many exciting guests, which has been so much fun. And we're literally going to have more exciting guests soon.
Very soon.
Coming soon.
I feel like we always say, oh, stay tuned, coming soon. But like, as a listener, whenever I hear someone teasing something, I'm like, I just want to know. But we always do it because there's always exciting things.
There is always things. I feel like we're literally always going away and we have, exciting guests to come on. So
Sorry, you'll find out soon.
coming soon to your earballs.
Earballs? I feel like we're a bit delulu this morning.
Literally laughing at everything. I was also laughing at Cody's note for this episode because we're just having like girly like chat kind of catch up vibes. And I was reading Cody's notes last night when I got home and it goes, finance man. I'm looking for a man in finance. Are we actually looking for a man in finance or are they too busy?
Okay.
I feel like I'm inside Cody's brain right now.
No, you were. That was my literal brain rot from yesterday. So Scarlett and I have had a really busy week and I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today and we just have some general topics. To introduce the episode a bit, we're doing girl chats. We've got just some topics that we want to talk about. And yesterday I just thought I'd put a few notes in, not really thinking how Scarlett would read them. And I looked back at them and it's like literal brain dump. None of it makes sense. Yeah.
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, are we looking for a man in finance? I don't know, Cody.
Are we? I don't know. Let's talk about it.
We will discuss that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a little bit of an intro into the episode. It's literally just girly chats. And I feel like that's like we love these episodes. I feel like it's one of the reasons that we started because we love having those chats.
Yeah.
So join us for our catch up chats.
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we have a little update of everything? I feel like we
Yeah,
haven't had a little
it's been
update,
a while.
White Fox update, like anything update for so long.
What's been happening?
Um,
That is a good question.
I've been moving
Yes.
this week. So
You're
like
moving era.
me and Laura moved houses this week. So that's been happening. That's been like moving is so hard.
So stressful.
Like it's so stressful.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, it's exhausting.
It's been a big few weeks. Like even from when we've got back from LA last time, like there's just been so much on. Like we obviously, had LA in April. And then me and Laura went to Mexico and shot the Euro Summer collection.
Yeah.
That is all like launching out online at the moment because the girls have just gone over to shoot in Fiji, the second drop. Everything looks amazing.
It's
like
so nice.
my Euro Summer wardrobe is sorted.
Yeah, 100%. Although I'm like stressed because I want a lot of it and I don't know what to choose because it all looks so good.
We should be coordinating wardrobes.
We should. We never do that.
Yeah.
We should do that.
We should do that. Like
Yeah.
if you've got some, why are we buying the same thing that we'll wear? Anyway, we can talk about this
Yeah.
later.
Figure that out at a later date.
If anyone's going to Euro Summer, definitely check out those collections because honestly, like
Stunning.
your whole wardrobe's there.
What
My
else
shopping
has been
addiction's
happening?
Not been good, but anyway.
Yeah, it's not good. But it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Treat yourself.
What else has been happening?
Oh, we've just launched our car giveaway. We're giving away a Jeep.
yes.
Which is major.
Everyone loves these giveaways, like
Yeah.
every single time we do it. And honestly, like I would love a Jeep. When we were driving the Jeep around, I was like, I could really see myself in this.
Yeah, we really could. We did so much content in the Jeep and we were just living our best Jeep girl lives.
It was so funny because Cody planned like all these concepts like around a girl being obsessed with her Jeep and like not being out of it. I don't know, you'll see them on socials, but like the scripts were so funny. I didn't have a time to like read through every single thing before we got there and I was like, oh my God, it's so funny. It's so
I don't
funny.
know what came over me, but one day I just got into this real like Jeep mind and I don't know. I hope you guys like them. You liked our talking concepts last time, so we want to do more of them, but we were having a lot of fun. But should we get into our first topic?
Let's do it. So our first topic of our girly chats today is dating apps. I mean, I feel like they're always a topic in our life. Like one week we'll be like, okay, deleted it. Now we've got it back. Which one are we on?
No, literally. at least every week, Scarlett and I will say one of us has deleted it and one of us is back. It's really hard because it's so normalized now. Like that everyone who's single is on them basically. And I feel like it's just the way that you meet people. Like unless you're going out and meeting people like at bars or things like that, or like a shared activity, that's the only other way you're going to meet people.
I prefer that so much more. Like I really do prefer organically meeting someone, and I think that's sometimes why I shy away from them a little bit, because I'm just like, I find it hard to connect with people on there.
Yeah.
At the best of times, I don't reply to messages. Like I'm really bad on the comms.
Yeah. I know. It's hard.
To then be like, I'm not even replying to my friends, to then be replying to like these guys on here. I'm not doing it.
I know. It's the last thing I think about. Even if I want to, I feel like, because I don't have my notifications on with Hinge, so I'll only check it when I feel like I want to be on there.
Apple need a dating app or something that like it looks like text messages, because there's no way on a night out or something I'm just like whipping out my Hinge and talk.
It is a really good platform for meeting people.
Yeah.
And I've heard some success stories recently of people actually like, because sometimes it's like, yeah, people aren't on there for the right reasons and it is difficult to meet the right person or to actually even get on a date. We'll talk about that. But otherwise it kind of just is a platform for like connecting you with someone. And if you guys hit it off, like it doesn't really matter how you met.
I'm not fussed with the actual story of meeting on Hinge.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've come to terms with that's how a lot of people meet these days.
Yeah.
It's more the actual doing it that I find hard.
Yeah.
Like the actual being like, I don't know this person and I'm going to give up my Friday night to see this person that I could be like, obviously like your friends will be like, oh, we're doing this. Like, but I feel like you need to get out of that headspace to actually date, isn't it? Like if you're actually serious about dating and like putting energy in, and it is a numbers game, like, and I know I need to remind myself of that. But I find it really hard.
I know. I find it really hard too, because we're busy and it's hard to make time for ourselves, our friends, like extra things that we want to do, hobbies, all that. And then dating is like a whole nother thing that we have to schedule in. And if you're like, we need to get out of this mindset because it's not getting us anywhere.
Therapy session for Cody and I.
It
is generally a therapy session.
It always is. But these are the girly chats, because I know that so many people feel like this when you're single. Like you get burnt out from dating because it feels like a waste of time when you're actually giving up your precious time and they disappoint you. But you can't see that because it puts you into this mindset of having such high expectations from this person that you've literally never met. It's like, if you're going into it being like, oh, it has to be amazing or it's a waste of time, then obviously if it doesn't go well, you're not going to be inspired to do it again. And that's how I get. After a while, I get fatigued because I'm like, ugh, like I'm just sick of going on all these stupid dates. And you know what? I had a conversation with someone recently and they were like, it was a guy who was like, oh, I don't really think I've had that many bad dates. And I'm like, you know what? It's because girls don't give a bad date.
I don't think I have either though.
You've never had a bad date?
No.
Well, you've probably had dates that you're like not into though, right? Oh no.
I'm very selective with who I go on a date with.
You don't go on that many dates.
I'm trying to push myself to more. I'm literally going on a date tonight. But yeah, it's hard to get me out. Yeah, I haven't really. Like every date that I've been to, like sometimes I think in my head that I might not, but like I've been really lucky.
Oh, that's
I don't know,
nice.
I've had like nice experiences. So maybe I shouldn't be as dramatic as I am with going on dates. But I think it is just getting in the headspace. I think it is busy girls dating. I think that's what it is. Like if you're someone who really cares about your career, so you're busy with that, and then plus like care about your friendships and health and fitness and yourself and everything else, like that's when it's hard dating.
Yeah, but I think what we need to do is take the pressure off. Is it going to be worth my time? And think I'm doing this for myself, for like my confidence, for my own experience. If they aren't like great, if the date isn't great, that doesn't matter because you did it for yourself anyway. So it's never a waste of time. And I feel like that's what it is in my head that I need to change, because I go out of it, I'm like, what a waste of time. I would have preferred to be home, but like, no. I did it for myself. I did it for the story. Done. Anyway, I had a few notes about this. I wanted to know what your thoughts are on matching with someone and never speaking. Because that happens often on...
The amount of matches that I have on Hinge that I've never spoken to. But I'm going to make a confession here because I'm the one that doesn't reply.
Yeah.
So even like, well, obviously there's a lot of guys that never message. Like they match with you with what intention? I feel like guys, for them, it seems like for them it's like a thing of like the match is like, oh, I can match with that girl. And then that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
They've got their...
Validation.
Yeah, validation with just matching with you and they never message. And like, can you imagine how many girls they literally... Like one time a guy sent Laura a screenshot of her on Hinge and his down the bottom had like hundreds of active matches.
Yuck.
I think he like obviously didn't realize that he was showing that, but maybe he did.
Actually, but I had a situation where this guy slid in with a line to me and then he'd already matched with one of my friends with the exact same line and it was like so niche as well. I was like, ew. Like these guys are just out there.
They've got to copy and paste.
They've got to copy and paste. I think they do just want the validation. And you know what? Fair enough, because sometimes I do that too when I just want some attention. Then I'm like, cool, that's it. It
is such a fine line, isn't it? Like, I just feel like for guys as well, I know this is kind of off topic, but I feel like they are just ready when they're ready. And it's like a lot of guys are just on there to have Hinge. Like if you're single, you've got Hinge. You check it every few weeks or days or whatever. I don't know. Everyone's different. Like some guys like, oh, I'm never on Hinge. And then some guys are obviously like out there matching with everyone.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of guys, like, I don't know. I feel like girls, if we met someone that we really liked, we would be open to dating them.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like guys, they are not open to dating someone seriously until they're open to dating someone, even if they met who could be the best girl that they'd literally ever met.
Yeah. It's so crazy to me because I'm like, if like these guys are out here meeting these girls that are so out of their league and they won't change their mind just because they're not ready. I'm like, wow. Like if I met someone that I was like, yes, like you're it, I'd be like so open to being like, okay, like maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll let you into my life.
Same. I would literally like if I met my dream man, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm actually not ready for you.
Because I have to go on a few more dates with a few losers. Like what?
Is it different for guys? Like do they have like a lot more options? I feel like that's the thing, right? Like there's a lot more like stunning, beautiful, successful girls than there are
maybe in
men.
Bondi and maybe in Sydney. I think we live in a really difficult place to date. Like Sydney dating is so hard. And I have this conversation with all of my single friends. There's so many beautiful, stunning, successful, smart women. And the guys, I don't. I'm sorry, like first, there is a lot of great guys too.
Yeah.
But they have so many options that they never want to settle down. They never have to. And like, where are they? All the good ones are taken.
I know, but then are our standards too high? I don't know. Like, do we need to lower our standards? But it's not like that we want the most amazing, perfect person. Like, it's just like, I don't know. This is our conversations all the time.
It's spiraling at all times.
Like,
it's really tough. I feel like when I lived in London, I had a very different experience.
Really?
Every time I go overseas, very different experience. It's very forward. Like, they make things happen.
Yeah.
Here, the mix of the low dating culture and also just, I think the ratio of girls to guys in Sydney is really off. And so there's like a scarcity mindset for all the girls are competing. And then the guys are like chilling. And it just makes dating really hard. So if anyone else has...
changed our perspective, I think.
Or maybe they need to make a rule that's like anyone, any girl that comes to Australia has to bring a hot man with her because we're at a lack of men at this point. And it's... Or where are they hiding? I would love to know.
I also do think it comes when you're ready. Like I actually do. Like so many of our friends have been through this and they've met like the man of their dreams.
Yeah.
And they are out there. I think we aren't ready personally. Like a side note, Hinge chats. We found a hack to refresh your like circle on Hinge.
Guys.
And it works. I feel like if you've been on Hinge for a while like us, like sometimes the dating pool gets to people that you're like, this is not my type. Like there's no one that I want to match with here. Like there's a hack on Hinge where then you go like to say I'm leaving, pause my account kind of thing. And they're like, why? Do you want a refresh of men? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, I do.
In they come.
And at first, it's like you get so many likes and all of the people
So
in
many
your
likes.
little rose locker come up in your like general likes. And then after a while, I feel like my algorithm, I did it like a few weeks ago, and my algorithm is just so much better now.
Yeah, same. Same. It really works.
I want to talk about the balance between like wanting a relationship and putting yourself out there and then being desperate.
It just goes back to needing someone and like worked on yourself enough to not need someone. It's like dating when you're happy with yourself, but it'd be a nice addition.
Yeah.
Like I really feel like that's the only difference. Like if you're desperate energy, it's literally just because you haven't had enough time by yourself or you've not worked on yourself enough to be happy in your own life. Like I feel like the only way that you can date is if you've built up your life with everything else that you want in it, and then they're just gonna like slid in nicely and you have your own life still. Yeah. Like you have your separate lives.
I know. And I feel like people that just go from one situation to the next, to the next, to the next, and can never just have any time by themselves, like that is when it's like desperate energy. And it's just, you're clearly not happy with yourself. So before you kind of put all of that onto someone else, I feel like you really do need to work on yourself more.
Yeah.
But then you can just like want a relationship.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it does like get to the stage. It's normal. That's like a natural thing when you get to a certain age that you're like, okay, like I'm ready for someone to do my life with. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's so normal.
And it's also like being single is hard sometimes and it's fun, but like sometimes you just want to feel secure in something and not have to be like going on these dates with these people that aren't it.
I think when it's hard is when your friends aren't in the same stage. I think that's when it gets hard. Like if you have your friends that are all in the same stage of life as you and you're doing all the same things, like you're hanging out with them on the weekends, I feel like when it gets to a certain age and all of your friends are in a relationship and you're not, I feel like that's when I would really feel it. Like I feel like it's really hard.
Yeah, that was literally another point that we wanted to talk about. It feels like you're missing something that you never had just because you're comparing yourself to your friends. And it's like you feel like there's this like hole in your life just because they have something that you don't. But before that, your life felt so full. And it's crazy that we can get ourselves into a spiral because everyone does it, like compares themselves in whatever sense you mean. But with this, I feel like it really is like getting you down sometimes when you when I compare myself to like friends that are in these happy relationships. I'm like, oh, like I want that. But like before I thought about that, I was perfectly happy with what I had.
And I feel like we just need to know that like just enjoying this time is so important. And I feel like we've really learnt that just to enjoy it, because so many people that are in relationships, they'll be saying things like, I never had that time, or I've never had that single time, or it's like you feel like, oh, you don't need it, but you never want to look back and feel like I didn't have that time by myself.
Yeah,
like you don't want to look back, unless obviously some people have been in relationships since they've been young and they've learned to do things together. But yeah, I feel like it's just enjoying it.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like if we think that the next person we date is the person we end up with, which
we
hopefully...
can't always think that though. Like
I know,
it might not be.
It might not be, but like hopefully that's what it's going to be. You think that you're going to be in that situation. So like you've got the rest of your life to be with that person. You don't have the rest of your life to be in this single time. So enjoy this time.
Well, that was like kind of like what we were going to be talking about anyways, kind of like comparing yourself. That's our next like girly chat topic, but comparing yourself to others online. I feel like this is such a big thing that everyone does, because like years ago, not everyone was online, but now everyone posts all the best parts of their life online. I feel like TikTok's a bit better where people like be a bit more real. Yeah. But majority of the time, like everything that you're seeing online is like the highlight reel. And I feel like does get hard to like not compare yourself to other people on social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everyone gets stuck in this and like thinking that things look better online or yeah.
Well, social media isn't real. Like it is based on real things, but people can choose to share what they want. And I know so many people that will post things that they didn't even do. Like, or
what do you mean?
Like I've heard of people that are like posting things in their story that they didn't even go to, like events they didn't even go to. I've had people ask if I can tag them in stories that they weren't even there.
No way.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, I know.
What do you mean? Can you please break that down for me? Because I've not heard of this.
Like, you can choose to post whatever you want.
But who's posting things that they don't?
People do it. People do it. I'm not going to expose anyone, but people post.
Like someone that you know.
Yeah, people that I know or people that I've heard of, they post things to get people's attention or to, I don't know, just create this like version of their life that they want people to think that they are when it's not true. So that's the extreme. But people also just post their highlight reel, obviously. I'm not going to post photos of me crying, but.
Maybe we should start.
No. But yeah, I feel like it is really hard and I definitely have to limit my screen time. TikTok is different. TikTok's entertaining, it's personality. I still have to limit my screen time.
I love TikTok. I'm sorry, but like I love it.
I love it. It's my happy place.
Yeah. Rules in the talking stage.
So this is if you're actually invested in a situation and looking for something a bit more serious, because I feel like these rules are really not applicable if it's just a casual situation.
Yeah.
First of all, do not accept plans with someone if they book it in that day.
Yeah, I agree with this. Like, respect my time.
Yes.
Like, I'm not just sitting around waiting for your plans. Like,
Nah.
It's like by the time you've asked, it's like if you actually like, are you just waiting around to see if you're free that day and then you're gonna casually ask me to hang out? Like, book. Yeah, I agree. Book at least like 2 days or 3 days in advance.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so like low effort, disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, it's just annoying because, okay, this and also if someone casually suggests doing something on the weekend, say, and it's a Tuesday, and then you get to the weekend and they haven't confirmed that day, you need to assume in your head it's not happening. Like, in your head, make other plans. Actually, literally make other plans because it's not happening. And even if they do confirm and it's like after like midday or something, like, no, it's rude.
I did that. I had a date on a Friday night that they'd said in the week, and they said Friday night we'll go and get a drink. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Got to like Friday night and I was like, I'm making other plans. So if they message me, I'm busy.
Yeah.
And I did. I made plans with one of my friends. I was getting ready and he messaged and he was like, hey, like, are we still on for drinks tonight? I'm like, no.
Sorry,
We're
you
actually
didn't
not.
confirm.
Like, you literally, you didn't confirm. Like,
No.
I feel like if you want someone to respect your time, you need to set your intentions early on and like set your boundaries. And if you're not setting stuff like that, like, you know what's crazy to me as well? When we do have a nice guy, when we've had that, we're like, oh my God, he's like planned in advance. Like, he's done this.
The bare minimum.
Already booked a place. And it's like, why are we thinking that is like, that's what dating has gotten like, that people don't think that they have to try anymore.
No.
And then when you get a guy who actually is being nice, you're like, wow, he's already booked this week. It's this weekend. Like, he's already let me know. Like, wow.
He's made a reservation. Wow. Like, that's the actual bare minimum. Like, the standard needs to get off the floor. Pick that up because that is not okay. I'm not sitting around waiting for your message, bro. Like,
collectively as girls, I think what we need to do is pick up the standard a little bit. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel like girls are just making it harder for girls. Because they're accepting the bare minimum because they're like, oh, this guy's cute. Like, I'm just going to accept this. No.
We need to make it so that these boys know that they can't get away with that. And you only do that by setting that boundary early. Because if you, for example, make other plans, then they're like, oh, are we still on at like 6 p.m. on the Friday night? You're like, no, actually we're not. Sorry, like I made other plans because I assumed we weren't. Next time, if they actually want to see you, they'll be like, knowing. We need to teach them. We need to train them.
But I think like then it like weeds them out early. If they're not going to make another plan, that's great. Off on your way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like we need to stop like thinking. I feel like sometimes girls are like, oh, but like I said no, so now they haven't asked. Like, it's not you. You've put your boundaries in place and they're just not willing to step up to it. Then they were never interested. It's just like, I think sometimes they're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that because like now, but no. Like, you've set your intentions. And like you said before, like if you're allowing certain things to come into your life, you're not allowing what you actually want to come in because you're accepting the bare minimum. sometimes like we make it so difficult for ourselves, and it is just that simple. Like if they are interested, they are. If they're not, they're not. And nothing that you can do to the right person is going to change that. So I feel like sometimes we do make it like, oh, I shouldn't message them first, or I'm looking too interested and whatever. Like if you're just being yourself and that's who you are as a person, I think it actually is okay. Like I feel like I get so, what do you think about this? Because I feel like I get so caught up sometimes with thinking like, oh, they need to do this and that. And I feel like sometimes when you are more yourself in situations, because you're not so caught up on this person, it ends up they're kind of like end up being really into you.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I think we need to relax and just like,
yeah, stop making it so difficult.
and if you don't care, it's actually so much better.
It's
like
so much
you
easier.
get like, oh, having a crush is an actual disease. It's a disease. Like
I've caught a disease, and it's
No,
a bad
it is.
disease.
It's terrible, and I am so sorry for anyone that has a crush right now, because it is, it's just the worst. It really, like, it makes you spiral. You second guess every message that you send. Like, as soon as I like put a message in my notes before I send it, I'm like, oh no, I've got some serious issues.
It's so strange, isn't it? Because like when you don't care, you're like, well, like just like you literally send whatever. Like I don't even second guess sometimes when I'm replying to people what I'm saying. I like someone, I'm like, I don't know how to talk to boys.
Yeah, all of a sudden I've lost all thoughts.
All of a sudden,
everything in my brain.
I'm like screenshotting the message, being like to the girls, like, what should I reply to this? And it's like, what are you doing today?
You're like, I just don't know. What could I possibly say to that? And then you're like responding
that's a bit
to
of an over exaggeration, but for
like,
real
I'm
though,
thinking about it. I'm like, what would he think if I said this? And what would he think if I said that? And I'm like,
oh my God, we need to actually like not be like that.
Sick.
It's weird though, isn't it? Like when you don't care, wouldn't even second guess that.
No.
And we need to remember this.
And these guys are like,
remember this day. They're not even reading it. They've not even read the message. They're like, they're being like what we're being. They're like not even reading it, just like replying back.
But then like the guys that we don't care about are probably way more obsessed than, I don't know. It's just like chill, just be normal, be yourself. Like, don't.
It is.
No, it's not. Because
it's
we need
not.
to not let people change the way that we think about
I think
ourselves
so
or dating
too.
in general.
Okay, our last topic. We kind of touched this at the start of the episode. I just need to read Cody's notes for you.
No, I'm scared.
Looking for a man in ... Do we want a finance man? Stereotype equals no time, no respect. No respect. Talk about TikTok types of boy, finance boy. I'm dying. Honestly, last night I was like sitting having dinner. I was like, I'm going to like go through our notes for tomorrow. And I seen these and I was like, oh my God, that is so funny. I'm in Cody's literal brain. Finance boy. Do we actually want them?
Okay.
Okay, talk us through it.
Obviously, everyone's seen the girl on the couch.
Yeah.
From TikTok, looking for a man in finance.
Looking for a man in
An
finance.
absolute icon that lives in my head rent free. But then a lot of people have obviously been jumping on that bandwagon because it's going so viral. And people are saying, have you seen that girl that breaks down the types of boys in finance?
No.
Okay. There's like the investment bankers, there's the hedge fund boys, and then there's one other category. I don't know. I need to study up on this. But there's basically different types of men in finance. And she's like, these are the ones that you want because they've got a bit more time, they've got lots of money, and all these other things. There's like multiple factors. But basically, the bottom line is none of them have any time. And one of my friends that kind of works in that industry has told me this in the past because I'm like, I just want a finance boy, like just like work in a little suit and like, I don't know, take me on holidays. But she's like, they actually have no time. Like they work until like 11 p.m. every single night.
Really?
Yeah. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Well, that's not really a vibe, is it? Like,
No.
I want some attention, please.
Yeah. So I think it's like,
So maybe we don't want a man in
I don't know
finance.
if we look for a man in
I've
finance.
never really specifically said I want a man in finance. But yeah, like obviously the TikTok trend is
I like a man in a suit. I think that is
Yeah.
part of it. And I don't know, them just going to their little, like, not little, they're going to their like actual job. Their actual like big city job. I'm like,
I am like open to different careers. I do like someone who has like drive about them and they are like interested in something specific. Like I feel like I don't like when someone's like, oh, I don't know if this is like what I want to do and I don't know what I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when they're like unsure of their motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm not specifically looking for a finance man, especially if he's got no time.
Yeah.
I want some time.
But also you have no time. So maybe it would work really well.
True. Maybe I am looking for a man in finance.
I do like the dynamic of like I have the fun creative job and they have the like kind of boring job, but if they like it, they like it. Like I want to be the fun one.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like
I don't mind. See, I don't
competing.
mind that. I don't mind that if they've got like marketing or an events job, like, or they're in business or something. I'm actually okay with that. Can be like similar vibes, but like not competing. We're not competing out here.
I think that's what it can be like sometimes though. Like not with the right person, but I feel like personally, I want someone that's in a completely different industry to me.
Yeah, okay.
Just because I feel like I've had situations like that in the past where it's gotten a bit like competition vibes. And
I think that was the relationship though, not the
I know.
I mean the person, not the
Yeah. I think so too. So I wouldn't be opposed if it came up, but I would prefer it to be just completely separate. And then I feel like someone can support you, but they don't fully understand everything. And it's like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. See, I think I would like to talk to someone about it. But someone can still be interested and not know about it at the same time.
Yeah.
Open to a man in finance.
Open to a man in finance.
But not essential.
Yeah. 6'5". Yes.
6'5", I can appreciate.
Okay, what I want to know is, because I feel like we let tall guys get away with a lot just because they're tall. Like, they can be not as attractive, but if they're tall, it really does work. What else do you let people get away with because of something? Like,
good fashion for me is really like if you could have two people directly in front of each other and one can dress well and one doesn't, they look the same.
Yeah. Like
it really does things to me. Like a man who can dress, I almost want a man who can dress better than me. Like that's my vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, that is your vibe.
Like, and then that's kind of awkward because I want to be the cool hot one. So like, I don't actually think I want that. Like a lot of the guys that I've dated can sometimes dress better than me.
They do have like, they're like fashion boys.
Yeah.
They have really cool style.
Which like I've had, I was seeing this guy and he told me I needed to get better shoes. Because like he was such a fashion boy.
Yeah.
But that's not the vibe, is it?
No.
It's not quite the vibe.
No.
Can you imagine? I'm in fashion and he's telling me I need better. They were New Balance. Like they were fine. Relax.
Yeah.
What do you let people get away with for what? Funny. I like someone who has good chat.
Yes.
If they're funny.
Yeah. If they make me laugh, oh my God, I would make so many excuses for them. What else? Oh, there's a few things.
It's really bad for me, but like I'm toxically like someone who is like really fun and like life of the party vibes. Like
yes,
like
they just like kind of attract everyone's attention. I'm like, I want you.
Like don't actually want you, but like want you.
Sometimes I actually want them.
Are they hot or are they just tall?
If someone's tall, that does things for me.
Are they just hot or do they just have a British accent? Are they hot? Or are they just in finance? No, I'm joking.
Are they hot or did I just meet them when I was on holidays? It's so true, like a vacay crush. Gets you. Is he hot or does he just give me attention?
I think we must be stopped now. We must be stopped. But anyway, that was our sit down. That was like an insight into mine and Cody's chats and brains.
That was a real like brain dump. I'm not actually quite sure what we talked about just then.
And like I feel like it's kind of nice because we're not like set on anything here. Like we're going like this is literally what girls chats are like. You're just joining us for our weekly brain dump.
Yeah. One conversation to another, never finish anything, never come to any conclusions. It's just recycling the ideas over and over again.
Disclaimer. Do not listen to us.
Do not listen to us.
No. I think we have some good points overall. Like,
Yeah.
we come to some good conclusions, kind of. But like,
This is not an advice episode. That's the disclaimer. This is not an advice episode. This is just a chat episode. So take with it what you will.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's just like we're all out
Just
here
here for the
having the
vibes.
same thoughts. We're here for vibes. Anyway, that is enough from us. So make sure you subscribe and download wherever you get your podcast because it really helps us out.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at White Fox After Hours for all the extra BTS content. And we'll see you next week.